I kid you not, almost every person that I spoke to, this is me as a black kid. My dad was the token black guy in the trailer park. Everybody knew him as Steve. And things that they would say very openly to us, well, I'm not staying in the city because it's Caravana weekend and people are going to get shot, and those thugs and those hoodlums, words used in front of me, a black person. And they knew that I dressed up to go to Kitty Carnival every single year because they would ask to see the pictures. So it was this strange just dichotomy where it's like you're interested in the culture, but not interested enough to actively try and break down those stereotypes, or to, have a conversation that's not based in, years smoke and mirrors about what it is and the violence that takes or does not take place that weekend. And it was very, very strange for me to see growing up, because that's not the Caravana that I knew at all. I have never gone there and had any issues whatsoever.
Yeah. Chop it on the ground, how I lie. You're full of a vibe. Chop it on the ground, how I lie. Wine. That's what I say.
It's really interesting because, okay, so if you read the story where I talk about how Carnival Kingdom was shut down, like kind of the disclosures, the emails, the complaints we saw come through, one of those emails that that the organizer read to me was from someone who identifies as being of Caribbean descent. And that person congratulates the city of Vaughan for shutting down these events, because these people will bring, who are not from the York region, will bring their lewd behavior to their lewd behavior. So, like, you think about what does it take for, if that person is in fact truly of Caribbean descent when they sent that email. We don't know, right? We're just seeing an email. We don't know. We can't necessarily identify this person. But let's assume that person is of Caribbean descent. I'm not saying it's impossible for someone of Caribbean descent to refer to their own people as bringing lewd behavior and stuff. I think there's an internalization of anti-Black racism within that person, and we see that even between generations of Caribbean people, generations of brown people, our people will be like, look at these young ones and how they behave. And I think we need to understand, because, of course, the city of Vaughan will jump at the opportunity, like, see, this Black person agrees too that we did the right thing in shutting these people down, because of course they behave that way. We need to understand why someone like that, and I'm not going to give the answers. I know, Steph, I hope you can speak to this. Like, why would someone like that say that about their own people and their behaviors and their events and the celebrations of their culture?
We internalize things, and it happens, like in the moments that we're not looking, in the moments that we're not paying attention. So I no doubt believe that this person could very well have been Jamaican, or they could have been from St. Vincent, they could have been Guyanese, they could have been Trinidadian. There are a lot of people who are self-loathing because society tells them they should loathe themselves.
Let's start with Trinidad, right?
Okay.
This is a whole different thing, whereas this is our thing. So it's not like anybody would be discriminating against Black people like Carnival, but what I see is the racism of, like, colorism happening in Carnival itself.
For instance, I went to Trinidad Carnival earlier this year, and I noticed that there were a lot of bands who would ask you to submit a photo of yourself before granting you approval to get a costume.
When you register to be part of a band, there are certain bands here that basically racially profile you and not allow you to join the band because you're Black.
I mean, part of the message that carries is maybe you need to have a certain skin tone, maybe you need to be a certain weight, maybe you need to have a certain look to you. There are quite a few very well-known photographers who are known to only take photos of women and men who look a certain way.
That literally happens right here in Trinidad, where we are a Black country.
Coming at you fast. I can't give you up, no, me love you bad. Pushing on till it's up, writing on my class. This is my bad, but loving on my heart.
Doing soca was my Blackest expression, basically.
Right.
And I've been very, very proud of it. And the type of music that I do outside of soca music has been very pop, folk, alternative, which is considered white music.
Right.
And bringing this good music to people in the North American market, I've gotten the feedback that, no, you can't do that because you're Black. That's been my experience. You shouldn't start here because you're Black.
One thing that I love so much about Nyla is that she is directly in the face of everything that tells her, well, you know, maybe your skin is too dark, or we don't like when you wear your natural hair, or, you know, you're a bit too robust. And she's like, no, 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 I don't care what you think. I'm beautiful anyway. That takes a really long time for Black people to do. And to feel, because so much of what we see, like growing up, look how curly my hair is now. But when I was a kid, I was told that straight hair was beautiful. So in my early teens, all I did was flat iron my hair, because who wants this?
But I always say, you know, this, it's unfair, but this is what is where we're at.
Mm.
And never for a second, never for a split second would I ever want to be anything other than Black, because I'm Black is why I am the way I am, why my voice is the way the way it is, why I translate my music the way I do. This is part of me. This is how it comes out, and this is how it flows. So I would have never had the God-given talent if I wasn't Black and from Trinidad and Tobago. You know what I mean? So never for a second, regardless of where I want to go in life, would I ever say, oh, I wish I was white so I could make it further, because I enjoy being me, and I've been doing it for so long that I can't imagine being anybody else. And yes, this fight is unfair, but I'm willing to fight. I'm willing to fight.
I know